Hi again everyone and welcome to this week's worship workout. In the last couple of weeks we've looked into some pretty contemporary worship songs. We've dug into Who You Say I Am and Great Are You Lord, and if you haven't had a chance to look at those yet, I'd encourage you to go back and give those a quick listen. But today we're rolling back the years and we're looking at something a little more traditional. We're going to have a look at the well-known hymn It Is Well With My Soul. Let's have a little listen into it, and this is Austin Stone's version. Listen in.
When peace like a river attendeth my way, when sorrows like sea billows roll, whatever my lot, thou hast taught me to say, it is well with my soul.
It's such a beautiful song, right? Do you know that that song is almost 150 years old? Since then, there's been rendition upon rendition of this song, lots of different versions of the song, different worship songs inspired through it and by it. It really is one of the most famous hymns out there. What might not be so well known, however, is the story behind it, and so we're going to have a little look at that today. It Is Well was written by a man named Horatio Spafford in 1873. He was an American lawyer and a church elder. He was a successful man. His business was booming. He owned several homes in the States. He was a married man with a son and 4 daughters. I think it would have been pretty easy to look at him and go, he's got it all sorted out. But sadly, Horatio went on to suffer what I can only really describe as inconceivable trauma and loss. It started with the tragic loss of his young son through illness, followed by the Great Fire of Chicago, which sadly destroyed lots of his business and his real estate too. In order to give his family a chance to rest and grieve and just get away from it all, he booked them all a boat trip to Europe. Sadly, he was held back by work for a few days and his family travelled ahead of him. And incredibly sadly, the boat that his family was travelling on was shipwrecked and sunk, and all 4 of his daughters died. Inconceivable loss. Horatio then had to travel that same journey a couple of days later to meet his wife who had survived. She was waiting for him in England. And as his ship passed over the very waters where the shipwreck had happened, it was there that he wrote this song. When peace like a river attendeth my way, when sorrows like sea billows roll, whatever my lot, thou hast taught me to say, it is well with my soul. It's incredibly beautiful. So I don't know about you, but I know a number of people, and maybe you do too, who were solid Christians with a real relationship with Jesus, and all seemed well until some trials or trauma came, until loss came, until unexpected, unfair pain came. And what happens is it can have the power to push people away from their faith almost. We've seen it many times. But what Horatio did so incredibly, and what this song inspires us to do, is to press into your faith in times of trial or pain, to get closer to God, to declare and hold tightly to what is true, and to gain the divine peace and comfort that can come with that. And what is that truth? Well, it's this, that whatever comes my way, good or bad, you are Lord, and you have taught me to trust you. That's what verse 1 says. That God saw us in our helplessness and died for us so that we could have life. And even though the enemy can sting, we have assurance that God is in control and that God will prevail. That's what verse 2 says. That there is freedom and joy because all of our sin has been forgiven. Not just in part, but the whole, it says. That's verse 3. And that God, you are coming back. That this is not the end, and that our present sufferings are nothing in comparison to our future glory. That's what verse 4 says, and that's also what Paul says in Romans 8 to us as well. And so this is what we have to hold on to, and in fact, this is what we have to hold on to. It's about having deep roots so that when the storms of life come, and they will, life deals some heavy blows, that we aren't knocked down but we're able to stand strong and say, whatever my lot, God, you are for me, you are with me, and it is well with my soul. Is it easy? No, it's really difficult, but this song encourages us to do it. And when we do it, putting God in that place is such an act of worship. I really hope this helps you worship through this song. I know that sometimes it can be more difficult for some of us to engage with songs that were written generations ago, but there really is so much weight in this one. And it's such a good resource for us to worship through, in the good or the bad, whether we're experiencing peace like a river or sorrow like sea billows. God, whatever we go through, we know that you are good. We know that you're for us, that you're with us, and we know that you're in control. Thank you for who you are. Amen. I'll see you guys next week.